I'm John. Welcome to Mr. G's Workbench and part 2 of the HK Models Meteor build. If you recall, we left off with a nicely assembled fuselage after the last episode. Very happy with progress so far. And today, with any luck, we're going to get the rest of this plane built up. So we'll jump into it. And before we get started, just a quick thank you for stopping in. Appreciate your support. Just by watching this video, you're helping out my channel, and if you could give me a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe if you're not subscribed, I'd very much appreciate it. And as always, big thank you to all my channel members. Your support is always very much appreciated. Thank you, and let's go take a look at what we've got. So the two things we need to do is I need to get this back deck painted here. This will get painted the same black gray that this area of the cockpit is. I'm going to get that done. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to be replacing this gun sight that's provided in the kit. So from CMK, I have these resin gun sights. The one thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make I'll make one of a shelf like this out of styrene. The new gun sight is narrower than the original was, so you can see it's definitely a different size. So I cut the shelf a little narrower. I'm going to glue this into the proper place on the shelf, and then we'll test fit it before I put the photo etch parts onto it. We've got the wings on, we got these panels on. The one problem I have is I've lost this little piece back here. So what I've done is I've cut a new piece out from styrene. I sandwiched a couple of pieces together to get it a little thicker. I cut it larger than the shape so that I can sand it down to the correct shape. So I'm going to glue that in now and continue with the build. So with my limited knowledge of the Meteor, it's pretty much confined to this instruction sheet. It looks like the Argentine Meteor that we're doing has the belly tank installed, which I just happen to have right here. So let's see if we can get this lined up properly. Now, mind you, I was only able to drill one of the holes out because I forgot to do it before I got into the nuts and bolts of the fuselage assembly. I'm a little behind in recording my progress on the Meteor, but this is where I'm at. Once I had the basic assembly of the fuselage done, let me put that down so you can see it. I primed it in Mr. Surfacer 1000 gray. I took some of this 3000 grit sanding sponge from Tamiya, and I just rubbed down the entire surface of the plane. After I did that, it was nice and smooth. So I sprayed these sections that are going to be yellow with Tamiya yellow. And then while I still had paint in the cup on my airbrush, I added a few drops of Tamiya flat white, came back in and sprayed the individual panels with that lighter yellow. Went back again, added a couple of more drops of white, came back in and did it again in a smaller area. After that dried, I came back with that same 3000 grit sanding sponge and rubbed it all down again. The nose is painted with Hitaka's Jet Black, and I just kept doing light coats, misting it on until I had a nice solid finish. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mask off the yellow, mask off the black, and we are going to spray the entire plane silver. I don't have high-speed silver, so we're going to use, give me 1 second. We're going to use AK's Extreme Metal Matte Aluminum. I think, you know, by the time all is said and done with doing clear coats and stuff, I think it'll look the part. Well, the plane was painted. I got the silver done. I did the yellow panels. I gave the entire plane an overcoat of VMS gloss varnish with the idea that I was protecting the finish so I could apply a panel line wash
and I wouldn't have any issues. Well, I still had issues. You can see right here, I had paint wear here no matter what. There's like a patina almost on the finish now from the wash. There are plenty of spots where I've got wear. I've got it here. I've got wear here. And I've got wear here. Very frustrating. I'm really honestly done with this project. I'm going to finish it for the sake of finishing it. I might go back and try to touch this up. How I'm going to do it and blend it in, that's anybody's guess. I'm just going to clean up whatever messy spots I can here. Get it as neat as I can. The top I haven't done yet, as you can see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit it with some of the panel liner and go lightly on it and then just give it a wipe at the end. And I don't know what happened to the finish in some spots. I thought I had a good finish, but very frustrating. So let me press on, get this cleaned up, get a wash on it, and let's take a look at it before we do decals. I got the gear on. I had intended to show you on camera how it went, but I had to pick it up and really manhandle it to get these parts, and the gear legs fit into these boxes in the gear bays. The front has a peg. The pegs aren't as strong, and one of them broke while I was inserting them. So the Meteor is finished, and all I can say is it sounds bad, but good riddance. I'm glad to be done with it. Some kits just hold your attention and give you like a spark to continue working on them. And, you know, I've definitely had my fair share of those. The Kinetic Super Entendard in 1/48 scale, it was a reasonably good kit, but the subject matter appealed to me. There was a music video on YouTube that I'm going to link it down at the bottom just to give you a little oomph. It's a good video. The music's good. The video's good. That kind of carried me through that whole build, start to finish. I never put that build aside to, you know, to kind of forget about it. I always enjoyed it. The Tamiya Jeep, it was just a good build. I enjoyed it. Things like that. And the Hong Kong Models Meteor wasn't one of those kits. I felt like in places the detail was lacking. It was overly simplified. The instructions, they give you this huge instruction book with small diagrams. Like, what are you doing? You know, you're wasting paper. Make big diagrams and be specific on what parts go where. You know, and then the build sequence was like, everything about it just annoyed me after a while. And then even the thing that kept me going at the beginning was the cockpit. I was very happy with the cockpit. Then once I got the fuselage together and put the wings on and started to get to the point where it was going to get painted, because there weren't really a lot of parts to put together, it really started to fade quickly in my in sparking my imagination. when I got to the paint, I used the Extreme Metal matte aluminum to replicate. That's close enough for me. I'm not a stickler. High-speed silver, which I know is a paint, I figured the matte aluminum would be close. I thought this stuff was pretty durable. The more I worked with it, the more times I found issues in the finish. The next thing that I wasn't too crazy about was the decals, which were from Extra Decal. The Extra Decal decals did not set well. I wasn't happy with them. The roundels for the National Insignia never set well. I poked a zillion holes in them to get them to kind of suck down, and I went as far as using Solvaset. And the one stronger stuff I have is from AK, and I didn't want to use that because I knew that would destroy the decals. So wasn't happy with the decals, wasn't happy with the Extreme Metal paints. Overall finish was meh. I wish I had more to say about this kit, because had I known what the final result would be, I probably would have rethought it. Or maybe if I would have done it in camouflage, maybe I would have liked it more. Who knows? But in any event, I hope you were at least entertained during this build. Let me know in the comments what you think, and let me know what you think of the build. Quick shout out to everybody for subscribing. Thank you very much, guys. I'm up over 1,940 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate it. Thanks to my channel members. As always, that cadre of guys, I appreciate your extra support. If you're interested in being a channel member, you can hit the join button down underneath the screen, and you be my friend. I appreciate it. So with that, I hope give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. But if you do that, I always ask, just leave me a comment down below why it's why you didn't enjoy it. All right. Until next time, thanks for stopping by. Hope you like the Meteor, and let me know what you think of it. All right. See you guys soon. Take care.